Hey everybody, and Tony here with a review of Josh Groban Noel, which was initially released on October 9, 2007, with a deluxe version following on November 3 of this year. And joining Josh Groban were Brian McKnight, Faith Hill, the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, and Tony Bennett. Now, I have been wanting to review this particular holiday album for quite some time because if it weren't obvious already, I deeply admire Josh Groban as a singer. Not only does he have this heart-wrenching, heartwarming, absolutely fine and lovely baritone voice, but his personality, as I presume, is absolutely infectious in the most positive way. I have never met him before, but I'm sure that he has an amazing reputation for not only being a positive influence among the young, but also for being just a genuinely nice person. I have been following Mr. Groban's career for quite some time, ever since I first heard him as a 9-year-old singing the prayer with Charlotte Church in her album Enchantment, and I was automatically turned on by his warm and rich baritone voice. He had me eating out of the palm of his hands, so much so that I even listened to not only his debut album, but also his second album and eventually Awake. And yes, I have been wanting to hear this festive album for quite some time, and I was not disappointed in the slightest, especially considering the fact that I listened to the deluxe version, which not only had one bonus track, but a total of 6, including Christmas Time Is Here, which he also sang this with Tony Bennett. As a standalone singer, Josh Groban continues to use his heartwarming, finely tuned, and absolutely lovely and smooth baritone voice to the greatest of his abilities. He was able to add in a lot of nuances to such holiday classics that he practically left me breathless. He had this warmth to him which made him all the more lovable, and I was completely immersed in everything he sang. Not only did he sing the classics like O Holy Night, Silent Night, Petit Papa Noel, White Christmas, and So This Is Christmas, War Is Over, among many other classics, but he also sang such lovely duets with some equally fine singers. With Angels We Have Heard on High, he sang this alongside the ever-fabulous, ever-wonderful Brian McKnight, and his voice sounded just like liquid gold coming out of his mouth. That fine articulation he has, and of course, his beautiful and absolutely pristine tenor voice was an absolute treat to listen to, and their voices blended so superbly like archangels. Equally outstanding was Faith Hill, who used her smoky and really gorgeous mezzo-soprano tone to her advantage when she sang alongside Josh Groban in the first Noel. I've been following Faith Hill's career for quite some time, and she's actually proved herself to be one of the most solid singers of country music. And it definitely showed when she sang this particular duet with Josh Groban. You want to know what's so surprising? Tony Bennett actually singing so superbly as he's always been. Sure, for someone who is currently in his 90s, it's so wonderfully surprising to hear someone as legendary sing with Josh Groban, Christmas Time Is Here, and I highly recommend that you check out the animated music video. Sure, for some people, they may not be fans of the animation, but it has that overall charm and lovability and warmth which makes you feel so nostalgic, and it makes you feel so warm and fuzzy inside seeing these two greats as animated characters, and of course in an animated music video. It is just simply put so wonderful to watch, and if you haven't watched already, I highly recommend it to you because this is definitely one of the most entertaining pieces of work that both Josh Groban and Tony Bennett have ever done. And what more can I say about the Mormon Tabernacle Choir when they sang with Josh Groban, "O Come All Ye Faithful"? They were certainly wonderful all around, and they were able to bring in this solemn tone, not only thanks to their voices, but also thanks to Josh Groban's absolute understanding of the text, and of course, some fine organ playing, and even some equally fine orchestra playing all around. So, overall, if you are a major Josh Groban fan, then I highly recommend this holiday album. You will definitely get a warm and fuzzy feeling inside, especially when you not only hear such wonderful classics, but also some fine duets which Mr. Groban did with the likes of Brian McKnight, Faith Hill, and Tony Bennett. This is an absolute must listen, and I give this a well deserved rating of 5 out of 5 stars. It is definitely one of the best albums Josh Groban has to offer so far, and he continues to go from strength to strength every time I hear him. And of course, since this is the holidays, this is the perfect holiday gift for anyone who is a Josh Groban fan. And for those of you who listen to Josh Groban Noel, what'd you think of it? Was there a song you really, really loved in this album that stood out to you so much? Was there a particular duet which you really loved in which the singers were at their absolute peak? Or was there something or someone that just didn't really hold up? Comment below and let me know. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to tune in for my final album review of this year, which is Sarah Brightman, A Winter Symphony. So until then, happy holidays, everybody.